So they finally released the compensation packages yesterday. Full details are here, and you can see them down below in the comments. It's quite lengthy. So there's a ton of rage on this, and I waited until today to actually go over it because I wanted to see if they were going to do any changes in the live stream. Unfortunately, they're not doing any changes whatsoever in the live stream, so this is the compensation package. Overall, when you actually really look at it, it's not that bad. At first glance, it looks really crappy, so we'll take a look. So at first, the pack is for each character involved. This is very important. So each character involved in the merge. Quite frankly, this is the part that I think pisses off a lot of players. This does not state that you have to have land. So this is any character that is involved in the merge is supposedly getting this pack. So this is one of the things I think that pisses people off right there. It doesn't matter if you had land or no land at all. You're still getting this. So you're getting the following. One pack per character that's over level 15. So again, that's very important. So up to 6. So if you had 6 characters on Enla that got merged into a new server, and they're all 15 or above because you wanted to use, workers' compensation potions on them, you're going to be getting this 6 times, 1 on each of the characters. So the pack entails a title, which is really crappy. It's 1% loot drop increase, which is, I guess, decent. I guess that may be the best title that you can get for loot increase. I don't know. 1% EXP, 1% reduction in PvE damage, I mean, I don't really see anything special with this title. Then you get 3 bound workers' compensation potions, so 3,000 total labor right there. That's a nice, nice labor. Again, you get on each character that is over level 15. And then you get 150 tax certs. So again, this is each character that is over level 15 gets these. And they do not say bound. So these should be tradable / sellable tax certificates. So again, this is, I think, why people are pissed off, is the people that own land are getting really screwed over because they're not getting their deposits back. When you place down a house, you have to put down a deposit. The deposit is like typically the 2 weeks. So if you put down a 16 by 16, I think it's like 30 or 40 tax certs that you have to put as a base deposit. It's a decent amount. And then as you get higher amount of land ownership, if you have like 3 or 4 of them, the amount you have to put as a deposit rapidly increases as well. So I remember when I did my whole 27 land placing down on Enla way back at launch of Enla, it was costing me over 100 tax certs every time in a deposit that I put one of those houses down. So you can see at 10 is the max. 10 is the cutoff right now. I don't believe they changed this. So at 10, for 16 by 16, it's going to cost you over 120 tax certs just for putting it down. So initial deposits right there. And those are not coming back. It's not being refunded whatsoever. So if you have 2 houses, you're probably breaking even on this. If you have 3 or more houses, you're going to be losing tax certs. The only bright side is that it, again, is on every single character unless they fuck this up and it's not what they say. So the people with land are getting screwed over, for one, if you have more than 2 land plots, typically. And then if you did not kind of like prepare your taxes earlier, because now you're getting all your houses back, you're losing these deposits that you were, initially thought that you were going to get back. In order to place down the land, the house again on the new servers, you need to pay that deposit again and put it down there. So you need a whole bunch of tax certs. So if you are trying to place down 2 or 3 houses, farms on the new server, you're going to be putting a lot of deposits down. A lot of tax certs are going to be required. This also pisses people off, is that this will not be instantaneous. You're not going to have this right away at launch. It can take up to 48 hours. So right here, this distribution is a very large undertaking, and it may take up to 48 hours after the server is open to receive your compensation packs. So people that have, 2 or more houses, farms on their character might not have enough tax certs to put them all down again, even though they're fully built, ready to go. The only way that they'll get around that is they'll have to go buy tax certs off of the marketplace, or they can go ahead and use some of this labor to craft tax certs. But as the land rush progresses, people are going to be slamming down houses and farms right away, instantaneously. And so you cannot waste that precious time to sitting over there and crafting tax certs to put down land. That, I mean, it takes time. Time is an invaluable commodity that if you have to craft your tax certs, you're going to be losing out on a shitload of land. If you've seen any of the land rushes, how quick that these land rushes happen, you cannot waste that 5 minutes to go create the tax certs that you're going to need to, you know, put down your land. You're going to have to buy them off of the marketplace if you do not have them already on your character. So that right there is one of the biggest things that pisses the people off. Overall, though, if you get this on every single character that is merging, it's a pretty decent compensation package. It's a total of 700 and, let's see, 150 times 6 is 900 tax certs, and then also 18,000 labor points. So 18,000 labor and 900 tax certs if you had 6 characters over level 15. As they state here, it doesn't appear that there is any qualifying land ownership requirement. This is just for anyone that is merging. So you got the people that are pissed off for land. So what they're doing for landowners, this is only landowners. Depending on how much land the character owned, the pack will also contain a scaling amount of loyalty tokens. And now you may be thinking like, oh, this is shitty. I mean, comparatively speaking to the Friedrich compensation package, it is shitty. But you can do a lot with loyalty tokens. You can buy some of the high-end, items like the Lucky Sun points, Lucky Moon points. You can get the Pegasus. You can also save them up for other, high-end mounts and things like that. So loyalty tokens are a nice addition to this compensation pack, in my opinion. So as you can see, 8x8 is going to get 10, 16x16 is going to get 30, 24x24 is going to get 50. So I did a rough calculation. On my account, I have 7 24x24s and a couple of miscellaneous 16x16s and such. So that means I'm looking at getting close to 500 loyalty tokens in my compensation package, which overall, that's actually a decent amount. That might kind of counter all of the tax certs that I've lost, but really, I don't care because I am not going to place down my houses again. I am done with those servers. Those loyalty tokens are now going to go with me over to the Fresh Start server, and I'm going to have a total of like 900 loyalty on the Fresh Start server. So for me personally, that I'm starting over on the Fresh Start server, I actually like this. But I can understand how people that are wanting to place down their houses are really pissed off because they're getting these loyalty tokens for what they have, but the loyalty tokens that they are getting is not really going to be able to even cover the tax certs that they're losing. If I had 10 properties like this, my weekly tax price is going to be somewhere between 500 to 1,000 tax certs that I have to pay weekly to keep those properties up. Plus all those deposits are about the same, 500 to 1,000, somewhere in there. If I got 500 loyalty tokens, you can convert 15 of those loyalty tokens into 25 tax certs in the loyalty store. So right there, that's 25, that's about 750 tax certs that I could actually just create. So I could pretty much get all of my tax certs back and have like no compensation whatsoever if I just went that route. It's still, again, it takes some time to go to the loyalty store, not as much as crafting them yourself. So overall, the loyalty tokens kind of make it balanced, but really, it's just like you're getting the same stuff that you've already paid Tryon Worlds back. So that's where the anger and the rages, I think, is coming from in these things. Then the last set of compensation is the Diamond Souls pack. This is for, well, actually, no, the second compensation pack. This is for people that own Diamond Shores properties. So this pack is for each character that owned land on Diamond Shores. It doesn't matter if it's an 8x8 or it doesn't matter if it's a 16x16. It doesn't matter if it's a castle. It doesn't matter. As long as you had a land on the character on Diamond Shores, you're going to be waiting in the mail after the merge is complete. The pack contains a token for the Diamond Souls title, which is the exact same title as the other title. You're going to get 5 reward coins, which can be used to buy the old RNG boxes on Mirage Island, which are really crappy rates for the specialty items. And then 50 tax certs. So barely any tax certs whatsoever. If you had a, like a house there, you're kind of losing your deposit. It's kind of like, if you had a house or bigger, you kind of lose tax certs on this deal. If you had an 8x8, great, you did awesome. You make some tax certs, you get some reward coins. So for anyone that took advantage of planning down the 8x8s there, you did good. You made a couple reward token benefit out of that. For the castles, so the castles is I don't know, it's a bizarre compensation package. So castles are extremely hard to get. they're very limited and very rare. You're getting a title, same title, 1% loot, 1% EXP, 1% PvE decrease. So kind of crappy title. I think the castle owner should have got a better title. Castles are hard to get, and it's also anybody in the castle, anybody in the guild that had the castle gets these packs as well. So they're getting 100 Ionod Ignits, which if the servers are being merged, which these are, that are getting these compensations, the Ion Ignits aren't that really necessary. Sure, they're going to be needed down the road once you can build the castles and build the Archeage packs again. But you're flooding the market with these things that are kind of worthless at this point, and especially since you're giving them out to, you know, hundreds of people that were in the guild. And then now Blood Archeage crystals. So I'm not too familiar with the Blood Archeage crystals. I do know that you can buy them from the NPC for like 20 or 40 gold each. So it is a big purchase price. But I don't know how much value they actually have besides that. I mean, you use them for the castle creation pack, and I don't think you can really sell them to other players for any value. I don't think there's any other use for it. So they're very limited, and I don't really see how, you know, how that is a good compensation at all for a castle. If you can sell those, the bubbles are coming. If you can sell those to the NPC for some gold, maybe so, but again, I don't understand. I really don't understand the castle compensation pack. It doesn't affect many people. And then they also go on to say that you're going to get the Heroes Welcome event. And this is going to be for everyone on the legacy servers and the merge servers. You're going to get the box that's got the temporary griffin. And then you're going to get a box at the end of 7 days to get a permanent griffin. You're going to get a token each day in those box. You're going to get the title. So everyone's getting the title, which, again, it makes no sense. Like, as long as you've logged in the last 30 days, you're going to receive a title. So the title is kind of like null and void. Everyone is getting this title as long as they've been logged in for 1 day in the last 30 days. They're also getting an anniversary cloak that's 15 stats to everything. And then the chest, with the chest has got miscellaneous buffs in it, and, you know, loyalty tokens and workers' comps, things like that. So miscellaneous items like that. And then also, the last thing is that anyone that has spent $1 or more on any Tryon game, Rift, Defiance, Archeage, Trove, anything, they're going to get 2 additional player appreciation coins and 7 days of patron time. So overall, the compensation packet is quite large. I think most of the people are upset about the tax certs and how they're... If you're a landowner, you kind of get screwed because all you get is the loyalty, and that right there is just barely enough to cover the tax certs that you are losing for your deposits, and everyone is getting this package. So, again, I'm kind of on the fence. It's not, to me, it's really not that bad of a compensation package when you look at it, when you see that you're going to get, you know, 18,000 labor if you had 6 characters, 900 tax certs, as long as they aren't bound. That's a pretty good amount of tax certs, which you can do what you want with them. You can sell them, trade them, you know, save them. So right there, that's a pretty good compensation package in my opinion. But, you know, no, you're never going to be happy, I guess. You're never going to please everyone. And that is the compensation package. Sorry for the long video, but there was a lot of stuff in it, as you can see.